In this video, I'm going to show you how to hike to Observation Point here in Zion National Park, which is sort of the equivalent of going to the rim of the Grand Canyon, except you're in Zion National Park, but you get these sweeping views across all of Zion. Really beautiful, probably the most beautiful sort of observation point, I guess hence its name, here in Zion National Park. Now, there used to be a way to do this hike up from Zion Canyon, doing the climb all the way up. That trail is now closed as of summer of 2022, so I'm going to show you the other way to do it from the East Mesa Trailhead. Now, getting to that trailhead can be a little bit of a challenge. I'll talk all about getting there, whether you take a shuttle bus or whether you can drive there, in the guide on my website, HikingGuy.com. There's a link to that guide right under the video if you're not familiar with the channel, so check that out before you go. Hike's about 7 miles with a little bit of up and down along the way, but generally doable, I think, by most people who can hike for a couple hours out here, and definitely worth your time. Now, before I show you the video, big thank you to everyone who supports this channel in any which way. I appreciate it. I could not do it without you, so thank you for that. And as you're watching the video, as always, if you're liking it, just give me that little thumbs up. It's an easy way to say thank you on the fly there, on the easy. All right, guys, let me show you how to get to Observation Point. So the hike starts at the East Mesa Trailhead, which is kind of hard to get to. There's a shuttle here. I'll talk all about the options for that in the guide. But to start the hike, just go to the end of the parking area here, go through this gate, and then follow this fence straight ahead. And you're going to see a sign for Observation Point Trailhead. Check, that's good. We're just going to continue around through these fenced off areas. This is all private land around here until we actually get into the Zion Wilderness in a few minutes. We're going to go around here, and once we go around this little dog leg, there's an official sign for the East Mesa Trailhead. So take a look at that, make sure you understand what you're getting into. It's not a hard hike or anything. I'm just telling you to be cautious, and we're going to start hiking. Now, the first, I don't know, half or so of this hike is a pretty mellow, just path through the woods like this. You're going to be surrounded by these pines and firs, and there's really not a lot to it. It's a gradual uphill, pretty straightforward, straight ahead, and yeah, just enjoy it. After about a mile or so, the views are going to start opening up to your right, and you're going to start to catch some glimpses down towards Zion Canyon, and I'll show you a little secret viewpoint, secret, not an official viewpoint, in a second. But when you see this split, the trail goes straight, but we're going to make this little detour here to the right. And there's a really nice viewpoint up into Zion Canyon right there. So soak it all in, be careful, and then go back to the trail. And once you go a little bit farther, the trail starts to level out. And then in a minute or two after it levels out, it's going to start to go downhill. Now, you're going to have to climb back up this downhill on the way out. But it's not too bad, just a few hundred feet. You can see there's nice views as we go down the hill here. Overall, this part, once we get past that viewpoint, is pretty spectacular. And you can see as we go along this side, there's great views across the canyon up to the other side of the table here, the higher altitude table. Nice views up into Zion Canyon as well. Now, at this point here, this is an important turnoff. If we go left, we continue on the East Mesa Trail. But we're going to go right and go to Observation Point. This is a little bit less than a half a mile spur trail. So we're going to make this right here. And from here, the trail is going to twist around a little bit. And eventually, towards the end, we're going to climb up a little. And you can see the beautiful views sort of peeking out to the right over there. And once you get up this little rise, you are at Observation Point. Now, Observation Point is kind of like the Grand Canyon rim view. And here, as we come up, you can see the view is spectacular. You kind of have panoramic views from the whole spectrum, but you can check it all out. You can sit down, have a bite, go up close, be careful. If you look down, there's Angel's Landing. Big Bend beneath you, and soak it all in. You can look back up into the canyon too. And then when you're done, you just go back the way you came. And if you stick around, I'll show you what the hike looks like on a map. This is the hike route here. It's an out and back hike from the parking area all the way over here to Observation Point. Here are the dirt roads that will get you to the trailhead. And this is the ranch over here where you can take the shuttle from. And again, I'll talk about that on the guide on the website, so check that out. But from the parking area, we're going to do that sort of long meandering uphill through the pines that I showed you. There's not a lot of landmarks here. It's really just sort of a mellow walk through the woods and a wide trail. I think it used to be a Jeep track, but we come up here. This is that little hidden viewpoint that I mentioned earlier where we kind of went off trail and we had these views that looked up the canyon over there. And then we continue on, we get to the high point of the trail here, and then we start going downhill from there. And we have this downhill section, again, these nice views here. And then we come to the turnoff. And if you were to continue on the East Mesa, this is easy to pass, so just keep your eyes open. But that trail goes over here and then joins up with the East Rim Trail, which is closed in this area. So you're going to want to make this little turn to the spur trail, but we take the spur trail all the way over here, and then we come out at Observation Point, which is right here. There you can see Angel's Landing. This is Big Bend right here, I believe. You can see down the canyon, but it gives you those sort of Grand Canyon-esque views, like I mentioned earlier. Really spectacular as we look around here. And then when you're done, you're just going to follow the trail back up to the East Mesa parking lot.